Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How is everybody doing? Hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly training right here in the Nutrition for Women with Digestive Issues group. We do this training every week on Wednesdays so that I can bring you a different topic each week. Each topic is meant to help you get rid of your gut issues so that you can live the life that you want to live and have energy and be able to eat and travel and do all the things that you want to do without worry of what your gut is going to do. So, I would love to have you say hello when you are popping on live. If you are on the replay, you can give me a hashtag replay so I know who's here. And hello, Jackie. One of my favorite people ever, Jackie, is here. She is one of my wonderful, beautiful clients. Let's just make sure that everyone knows that we are live. Sometimes you have to refresh your screen to find us. So that might be a helpful tip. Facebook likes to do all kinds of fun things to keep us from doing the things that we want to do, and Facebook blocked me today from sending you all your reminders. I got to send about 7 messages, and then Facebook blocked me because they thought I was a scam artist or something. So if you requested a reminder and you didn't get it, that is why. So I tried to get in and post on your comments in the group to remind you. So 2 o'clock Pacific time, 5 o'clock Eastern. Each week, right here in the group, we do this training. Now, this week, we're talking about true cellular hydration. So this is really so super important because I think we've just been told our whole lives, I don't know about you, but drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day and you'll be hydrated, which is great overall general advice. The problem with that advice is that doesn't get the hydration into the cells of your body where we really need it, right? So we're chugging water all day long. If you are drinking a bunch of water and then you have to pee all day, you're not getting the water into the cells. That's one way that you know you're dehydrated. When people are like, oh, I have to stop drinking water because I have to go to work and I'll pee all day, that's how you know you're dehydrated. If you're constipated, you're most likely dehydrated. If you have brain fog, right, you're most likely dehydrated. If you have skin issues, you're not detoxing properly. The toxins try and come out your skin, you're probably dehydrated. If you get muscle cramps, if you have joint pain, if you have really low energy, right? So when we are truly hydrated in the cells where we need to be hydrated, then we have all day energy. The mitochondria, the little powerhouses of your cells, need water. They need to be hydrated to work. That's how we get our energy, from the mitochondria in our cells. The bowels move more easily. Your colon draws water into your bowels to make those nice snake-like bowel movements that we talked about last week, right? Because we want to see a snake-like bowel movement in the toilet every single day of our lives. If you don't have that, one way or the other, you could be dehydrated and get loose stools. You could be dehydrated and get constipation. So one way or the other, that is a cause of bowel issues. Dehydration. Your detox pathways are going to work, right? We need the toxins that are coming into our lives every day. We need the water to come through and flush them through the system so we're able to detox properly, right? We're able to focus. Hello, Tina. Another one of my clients. I love it. I love seeing everybody show up. So if you have kind of that brain fog or fuzziness or why did I come into this room feeling, right? That is probably because you don't have cellular hydration for your brain to be able to function properly, right? So when the cells are dehydrated, we're drinking that water, it's passing through the body, it's just going down the tube, right? So our body is a tube from our mouth out the holes of the bottom, right? So your water is just going through the tube. So drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, you may be thinking, oh, I'm doing this great thing for my body. But if it's going in and going out, you are really starving your body of cellular hydration. So this is what we're talking about today, true cellular dehydration. So women in particular, we tend to be a little more stressed than men. We tend to be caretakers more than men, right? Does this sound familiar to anyone in the comments? Like, we tend to be the worriers. We tend to sort of not take care of ourselves as much as we're taking care of other people. So chronic stress is really a big part of dehydration. Cortisol, which is our sort of stress hormone, which cortisol can get a bad name because people think cortisol is bad. It's related to stress. Well, we need cortisol. It's a good thing because that's how we go to work. That's how we deal with stressful situations. So we do need it. But cortisol, excess cortisol, if we're too stressed all the time or most of the time, it pulls water out of the cells. It also depletes our minerals. So when we're really stressed, we burn through our vitamins and our minerals really quickly. And so minerals, if we don't have minerals, we literally cannot get the water into the cells. So you've probably heard of electrolytes. So these are particular minerals that are needed for the transfer of the water into the cells. So we need to have sodium, magnesium, and potassium for the water to get into our cells. So not only are we tend to be kind of chronically stressed, which can burn through all of our nutrients. On top of that, our food system is just not what it used to be. And so we are only as healthy as the soil that our food is grown in. So if our soil is mineral rich and there's not a bunch of chemicals and pesticides used that deplete the minerals, then our food will be mineral rich, which means we are mineral rich. That is the ideal, right? So that's what used to happen back in our grandparents' day. These are not my normal glasses, and they're very uncomfortable. That's what used to happen back in our grandparents' day. So the farmers were growing the food properly. They were rotating crops, which they should be doing, which they're not anymore. They weren't using all the dangerous pesticides like they are now. There was ruminant animals that were fertilizing the soil, right? They created an environment in the soil for our food to be as healthy as it could be, which made us healthy, right? Well, now we need to produce mass amounts of food for cheap is what the farmers are doing now. And they're also subsidized to create these giant, crazy GMO crops, right? These unhealthy foods. And so if we're not eating foods from a farm that takes really good care of their soil to make sure that the soil is mineral rich, we are going to be mineral deficient. So most people are mineral deficient. So what does that mean? The water won't get into the cells. So really it's about way more than drinking water, right? If you think about how much stress affects us, right? It's going to deplete the minerals. Our food is depleted, so we're not even getting the minerals from our food. There are varying studies that say we would have to eat 5 to 10 times the amount of fruits and vegetables today to get the same amount of nutrients as our grandparents did back in the day. 5 to 10 times the amount of food to get the same amount of nutrients, which is a really scary thing. So we are depleted. Our bodies are depleted of minerals. So we're drinking that water all day long and we don't have the minerals to literally draw the water into the cells of our body. So on top of that, so we've got the chronic stress, we've got the low mineral content in our food. And then if we have any kind of gut inflammation or leaky gut, which if you're in this group, hello, we all have some form of it. If you have any kind of symptoms, any kind of gut issues, there is probably some leaky gut happening. And right, you guys, these things are not your fault. Like our food system being shitty is not your fault. The chronic stress in your life is not your fault. Your gut having leaky gut is also not your fault. It's a product of the society we live in today, which is why we have to take such better care of ourselves than our grandparents had to, right? We need to focus more on our health and what we eat and how we take care of our bodies because the water that we are drinking has chemicals in it. The food we're eating has chemicals in it. We are stressed, and this creates inflammation in the gut and it creates this leaky gut. So, our gut lining is where we absorb our nutrients, right? We absorb our water right through our small intestine lining. When that lining gets damaged and it becomes leaky, and there's these holes, right? Simplified explanation. And now we're not really absorbing what we need to absorb. What we're doing is we're just letting toxins, food particles, all kinds of things through our gut lining and into our bloodstream. And so we're not really absorbing and utilizing the nutrients and the water that we're eating and drinking. We also are under eating a lot of times. So most of the women that come into my program, actually, I say most, and I can't think of a single time when a woman came into my program and was eating enough nutrients. So we tend to undereat because we come from a long life of diet culture, right? When I was young, it was that whole low fat craze, right? We've all done the low fat, we've all done the low carb, we've all cut calories to try and lose weight, right? This thinking of always cutting is leaving us completely undernourished. So if we don't have enough nutrients because we're under eating, and we're also tending to undereat protein. So when I take a look at even my own food tracking, when I do food tracking, I tend to undereat protein. Most women are undereating protein, and especially a lot of us, hi Linda, hi Marcy, a lot of us in this group are over 40. The day you hit 40 and on, you're losing muscle every day. But we also tend to eat less protein, which is the opposite of what we should be doing. We should be eating more protein as we get older to put more muscle onto our body. But also, protein is the building blocks of our cells. So if we don't have enough protein, we don't have the building blocks of our cells. And then also, our liver could be overloaded. So if the liver is overloaded with toxins, there's poor fluid balance regulation. And we really tend to be overloaded. A lot of people think of the liver being overloaded because of alcohol, but you don't have to be a drinker to have an overloaded liver. It could be overloaded from microplastics if you tend to drink out of plastic bottles. If we use nonstick cookware, the Teflon is really, really toxic. Perfumes, scented things around the house, anything we put on our skin. So any kind of makeup, skincare that isn't clean, quote unquote, shampoos, conditioners, right? We have all these toxins surrounding us, let alone what we have in our food and our water. So the liver could be overloaded and not allowing us to be hydrated. So those are sort of all of the reasons why we can be dehydrated if even if we're drinking enough water. And a lot of people just simply aren't drinking enough water. At the end of the day, half your body weight in fluid ounces. So for instance, I'm 140 pounds, and so I would need to drink at least 70 ounces of water. I drink more than that because I also drink it in things. Like I have my morning superfood shake, which is 20 ounces of water with coconut water. So it can be in things as well. You don't really want to go over 100 ounces, I would say. So if you're over 200 pounds, I would just cap it at 100. So if you drink too much water, it can be a bad thing as well, because what it's doing is it is taking your minerals out and sweeping them out of your body. You're peeing out your minerals. So you want to have a good balance. And that's really the main point here is we need balance. Okay. Another big thing is that we're not, a lot of times, us clean eaters, right? We're not eating a lot of packaged foods. We're not eating a lot of, I can't even think of the word, drive-through foods, fast food. I couldn't even think of it, right? If we eat really clean and we make our own food at home most of the time, we're probably under consuming sodium. And now we have also been scared off all these years from having sodium, right? Sodium is a necessary part of our everyday life. We are electrical beings, right? So we need that salt water to do all the transferring of all the electrical processes that have to happen. If we don't have enough sodium, we can be dehydrated as well. So for those of us who make our own food at home, what we want to do is find a nice mineral rich salt. So, these days everything is toxic, right? Like there's all these studies coming about toxic salts. I would just say do the best you can. So Redmond's real salt is one that I really love. Malden sea salt is great. There's one called Jacobson's salt that's really good. Um, you're gonna run into some problem with each of these salts. People will text me and be like, "Well, I heard this one has lead," or "I heard this one is high in heavy metals," whatever. Yes, this can happen, but we need to take the good, even if there's a little bit of bad with it. So there are all these reports coming out about salt now. I say do the best you can. I think the best two that I can find that don't test high for heavy metals are Malden and Jacobson's. That being said, we need sodium in our diet. So if you're not eating breads, chips, packaged dressings and packaged lasagnas and things like that from the grocery store, you're not eating fast food, you're not eating at a restaurant, you might be low in sodium, in addition to the other minerals that we talked about earlier, the potassium and magnesium. So overall, those are kind of the main drivers of why we are all so cellularly dehydrated. I got that one out. In addition to that, so the water inside your cells is not, it doesn't look like this, right? If you get cut, water doesn't just come flowing out, right? It's structured water. It's more of like a gel type texture. It's bound to your minerals. Like again, we need those minerals. And we don't create structured water in the body by just chugging more water. We need the minerals to get in with the water, and we need a calm nervous system for all of these processes to even be able to happen. So food has structured water. This is not structured. The water inside food is structured water. So pairing some great foods with our half our body weight in ounces of water per day is essential. And again, mineral rich foods. If you can find a local farm that grows organic, that takes care of their soil and isn't just mass producing food, right? It's better to buy local. The time it takes to get from the farm to your mouth, we want it to be the shortest amount of time because it's losing nutrients every moment it's away from the vine or the plant. So finding local farms the best you can. I use a product every single day. It's a superfood shake product that is mineral rich soil, tested for glyphosate to make sure there's no glyphosate. This is the pesticide that binds and removes the minerals. And it's dehydrated right at peak ripeness, so it keeps its ultimate amount of nutrients in it. So I mix that. It's scoops of dehydrated mineral rich foods into my water in the morning. That's how I set my body up for success for the day. So even if I forgot to drink enough water the rest of the day, or I didn't eat any good foods the rest of the day for my body is set up for success first thing in the morning. I'm cellularly hydrated. I've got my fiber, my protein, my minerals, my micronutrients, my phytonutrients first thing in the morning. So whatever you do first thing in the morning, try and set yourself up for success. If you want information on the shake I use every day, just type shake in the comments and I can send you the information. So the top hydrating foods, cucumbers, right? Cucumbers are mostly water. And so just eating cucumbers helps you be hydrated, right? We forget that food is really hydrating. Any kind of citrus is great. Watermelon, we kind of all know that one, right? Of course, you can't just find watermelon in the middle of winter. So we need to use some other options. Berries, leafy greens, celery, and then also bone broth. So bone broth is a big part of a good gut healing diet. So it has the minerals already in it. It has the amino acids already in it. It has the sodium already in it. So you're getting an all-in-one great drink that's truly hydrating more than just plain water, right? It's also got collagen. So it's going to help us kind of seal up that leaky gut. So it's going to help in that arena as well. It'll help us absorb better by improving the integrity of your gut lining. So coconut water, I mentioned that. Coconut water is amazingly hydrating because it's not only from a plant, so it's structured water, but it has electrolytes in it naturally. So you can go out and buy electrolyte powders, which I do, but I also just have coconut water every morning in my shake for natural electrolytes. So those are sort of the most hydrating foods with the minerals, with the structured water, right? So even if you eat well, you can still be dehydrated. Okay, again, too little sodium. So if you eat a really clean diet, you might want to think about adding some sodium into your life, maybe a little pinch under the tongue first thing in the morning when you drink your water, maybe a little pinch every time you drink water. So overdoing plain water, like I said, can be shuttling minerals out of your body. A lot of people have a reverse osmosis water filtration system. We'll talk about filtration here in a second. If you have reverse osmosis, it takes everything out of the water, including the minerals. So you must be adding minerals into your water if you have reverse osmosis. Really important. You can like have brittle bones and lose your teeth if you use reverse osmosis without mineralizing it. Super important. That chronic gut irritation, that inflammation, right? So even if you look and you go, oh, I eat all those healthy foods and I drink all my water. If you have that gut irritation, you're not absorbing it, right? You only are what you absorb, not really what you eat, what you absorb. If your nervous system, if you're always in fight or flight, you're going to be burning through all those minerals and all the nutrients and all the water, right? So maybe for you, you don't think hydration is a problem, but then if you think about all these other factors that go into it besides just drinking water, you may be realizing like, okay, it's not just a water issue, it's a gut integrity, mineral, and nervous system issue, right? We also need to look at, and you can do this right now on your phone or wherever you're at, we also need to look at the quality of our water. So if you go to www.ewg.org, okay, go up to the right-hand corner, it's going to say Tap Water Database. Click on that, put in your zip code, and it will tell you what the quality of your water is and what it's been tested for. And it'll tell you if the contaminants, because there's a quote unquote safe level of contaminants, that at least this is what the government tells us. It'll tell you if it's gone over the safe level for contaminants, so you can see just how clean your water is. I would highly recommend, because of our world today is just a toxic world, I would highly recommend a good filtration system at your house. The ideal would probably be a whole house filtration, because then your shower water, because you absorb everything through your skin too, right? Your shower water, what you wash your hands with, is all filtered. You can get one under your sink. I wouldn't just trust your refrigerator filtration system. It's going to be pretty much the basics. And how often do those tubes get cleaned that the water is coming through? Plastic tubes? I don't know. I don't trust it. So there's tons of filtration options out there. I'm not going to go into all of them because there's literally thousands. Another thing that you can do is get a molecular hydrogen system. So that's what I have here. I also have one. We're in temporary housing right now. We had a house fire, for those of you who don't know. So we've been in temporary housing for almost a year. But at our house, we have a Kangen system, which infuses the water with molecular hydrogen. So molecular hydrogen acts as an antioxidant in the body. So antioxidant is, I call them little disease fighters. So you probably heard of them, like blueberries are really high antioxidant. Drinking a bottle of hydrogen water is like eating 3 cartons of blueberries. Like it's way more antioxidant rich than blueberries. So I have this bottle. So it infuses molecular hydrogen into the bottle. It makes it much more absorbable by the body and makes it antioxidant rich. There's a lot more to it that I won't go into. So there are hydrogen tablets you can get, and I know a lot of people are doing those tablets. I would just say a tablet is like $1 a day. So, and you have to do it every single day and keep buying more. This is a one-time cost, and I'll have this forever until I break it somehow, right? So I would say go with the bottle for just long-term cost effectiveness and ease. Um, so the quality of the water is a really big deal as well, right? So when we're talking about drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every day, that's a lot of water. You want to make sure it's the cleanest water you can find. I would say that would be at the top of the priority list when you're looking at your health journey. I would say the quality of your water is probably right there at the top. So that is the scoop on hydration. So when my clients come into my program, the Happy Belly Method, we work on all of this, right? Not only do we make sure we're drinking enough water, but we work on healing up the gut lining. We work on detoxification and unburdening the liver. We work on making sure your body isn't in fight or flight all day long. We work on getting the mineral rich foods into your body, those mineral rich superfoods, so that your body has the minerals to be hydrated, right? So when you look at hydration, it seems so simple to just drink water, but really we need to look at it as a whole body picture, right? So any questions what we've talked about? I have a hydration toolbox little PDF that I can send to you if you just put hydrate in the comments, whether you're live or on the replay. Put hydrate in the comments and I'll send that over to you. It's just a quick little PDF that has some great things for hydration in there, sort of, along the lines of everything that we're talking about today. But you really want to work on the foundations. Everything at the foundation is always going to be the best. Sleep, nutrients, stress, movement, getting in nature, like all those foundational things are so important. And then you can start sort of getting into the more specifics of what you really need to be doing. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Oops. Da, 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 da. Doesn't look like there's any questions. Oh, the website, Linda. So it's ewg.org. Environmental Working Group is the website. See, my bottle did 3 minutes of molecular hydrogen. So I don't have to drink as much water as I would have to if it was plain water. You can drink less of this because it's so hydrogenated. It's much more absorbable and much more effective. So it's kind of a small bottle, but I don't have to drink as much. So Environmental Working Group is a great place to go. You can also check your beauty products there. You can check your home cleaning products, and they rate products. So you can see like the lotion you put all over your whole body every day that gets absorbed into your bloodstream and has to go through your liver. You can see if it's toxic or not, right? You can check that tap water database up in the right-hand corner. That's a great website for all kinds of things. So ewg.org. So you can continue, if you're on the replay, you can continue to just put questions in here and I will come back and check it. If you want the hydration PDF that I created, just put hydrate there. What else did I offer you? If you want information on my mineral-rich superfood shake, put shake in the comments. If you want information about the bottle, it is in the hydrate PDF that I'll be sending over to you. Okay, you guys, that was a good one. So if you have missed the ones that we did earlier in the year, we have done how to get to your root cause of your issues instead of putting Band-Aids over your symptoms. And we did, wow, it was just last week. There's only been 2. I can't remember. Wow, maybe I need to hydrate more. Anyway, all the replays are in the group. We do this once a week, every single Wednesday, and there'll be a different topic all year long. So hopefully we can cover all the things that you need to know so you can get rid of your gut issues. Now, if you're interested in joining my Happy Belly Method, where I work with you closely for 16 weeks so that you don't have to guess about what you're doing. Oh, last week was about the gut microbiome testing that I do. My favorite thing to talk about. I can't believe I forgot it. We take all the guesswork out of getting rid of your gut issues in my Happy Belly Method. So we work closely together. I'm there to support you. We test your gut. We get you your nutrients. We reduce your stress. We do all of the beautiful things so that you can come out on the other side happy, healthy, energetic, and doing all the things that you want to do. You can book a call. There is a link in the comments to book a call. It's a free call. We can just get on and talk about what's going on with you and what your goals are and see if we can work together. So I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday evening, and I will see you right here in the group next week. Love you all.